Welcome to Mountain Home Rookies as we take you along this journey and learn to figure out how to build a mountain home. Today we're a bit snowed in, hoping for the great thaw pretty soon. We're starting to have some rain up there. We still have a few feet of snow, so we figured we'd take you on a journey and look at wildlife that we've seen. So up on the property, we've put a few trail cameras, and these are Yellowstone AI cameras, not sponsored, but that's who we use. They work out pretty well. You probably saw them if you've seen our first video. You saw them buried in snow. But we're going to look at the wildlife that we've seen up there. We've seen a lot of sheep. If you notice on this picture that the sheep is branded on the back, these are owned by somebody. We've seen a lot of sheep come through, sometimes giving us a great profile view, as you can see here. Um, This was taken in the summertime. I've never seen the sheep herder that goes with them, but we've had great view of sheep out there. See, here's a younger one coming through right now. Right here we have what appears to be a bat. I thought it was a bird at first, but if you look at the shape and the angle of it, it does seem like a bat. It surprises me a little bit to see a bat up at this elevation. We're talking about 6,500 feet, but it does have that appearance of one. If you don't think so, feel free to comment below, and maybe we'll have a better answer from some of you wildlife experts. Here's what we mostly see. These are deer. We see a lot of deer out there. Some of them you'll see are mule deer. You can tell by the distinctive look of the ears that it looks like a mule ears, but they're on a deer. Here's a better view of it. And this is in the clearing area, actually where the home site plans to be. You can see they're foraging for food a little bit. Here's a better look. And here's one just peeking in out of frame. Here's a close-up look. You can see the fur is actually pretty good on it. It might be younger, but they often walk directly by the camera, as this camera has the deer trail directly to the left of where you're seeing. There's another peeking side one in. Here's a younger one. What we find with the younger ones, they often get interest in the cameras, and so they sit there and look at them and come up close, and you'll see a few profile photos coming up. Something caught its attention. This one is heading right towards that trail that I mentioned. Here we go. Here's a curious one right here. This one obviously has noticed the camera, has taken a look at what this strange device is. Now above my cameras I have solar panels, and we'll see sometimes that they are looking at those. But right now here's another deer just passing by one of the lower camera. And above the camera, like I mentioned, there's a solar panel. So this one has apparently taken interest to what that shiny object is and is taking a look at it. So we get a nice, great view of the neck. And here it is again. You can see it lost interest and now it's moving on. Here is one of the interesting photos of the apex predator we have up there, mankind. This is actually a picture of me up there during the summer that the trail camera caught. And just to give you an idea that man is probably the top of the food chain up there, so not feeling much of a threat for most wildlife up there. So here's an interesting picture, no wildlife in it, but just to give you an idea what the snow can look like up there sometimes before it's buried. And here's kind of a very alien looking landscape with that same snow. And here's what that landscape looks like during the day. Now during the winter time, we've seen mule deer like this one frolicking through the snow and foraging for food. This year, because there's so much snow up there, most of the deer seem to be wintering down below in the valleys and the cow pastures and with other animals, just because there's no way for them to maneuver with 4 to 5 feet of snow right now. They also Or sometimes around at night. You can see one right here. Get a nice night picture. This was taken sometime. This one was 11:20 at night. And as you can see, we get plenty of views of the deer. You can see the fur on this one. Comment below if you know what the meaning behind the fur looking so shaggy like it is. I don't know if this just is an older one. But this is a great profile view. There's a little closer up view of the fur on this one. And here's yet another curious one, taking a look at the cameras again. Cameras are not natural up there, so they all get rather interested in them. Yep, and this one's probably looking at the solar panel, just like the other one. Yeah, as you can see, we have lots and lots of deer up there of all sorts of different types. This one kind of looks like the deer is looking at the mountain in the background. For any of you familiar with the mountains of Utah, that would be Mount Timpanogos that it's staring at. And here's the ears on that rough one. A few more profile. Like I said, there are lots and lots of deer up there. And again, we always have mankind, but that's usually us who are up there disturbing things. And that's another picture of me. Um, so the most likely animals that we'll see, you can see there's a couple deer here, or deer. Here's one just jumping around looking for food. Um, Here's one of the more interesting ones. You can see this one's growing antlers. You can see the two nubs on its head. It's probably a younger one because it too is also interested in the camera. This is that same deer, also with the two nubs at night. And we rarely see these when we're up there, mostly because as people we tend to scare them away. Here's all the sheep. Again, that herd of sheep coming through. Here's a picture of quite a few of them wandering through that clearing area. Here's also another curious sheep. Get a good view up front. And here they are wandering away. Yeah, you can see it's not very threatening. Lots of deer and sheep. Here's one giving us a great photogenic view, a facial view. This is probably the most interesting one we have regarding predators. If you look at this one from the side view, this appears to be a mountain lion, also known as a cougar. If you look at the whiskers and the ear shape as well as the mouth, that's what it appears to be. If not, feel free, comment below if you have better ideas of what this might be. This would probably be the only predator that we would see up there. And this is why it may be up there, chasing some of the bigger wildlife. And possibly these animals, this herd of sheep. This is another one that I kind of got photobombed on. That's a hawk in the back. We have lots of hawks up there. I've one time counted about 8 to 15 at any given time circling above looking for food. As for what they're looking for, there's a lot of small lizards up there. There's also potentially mice up there as well. I haven't seen any, but they could live up there as well. That's probably what they're hunting. But that's a picture of a hawk in the background. I threw this one in there. This is interesting only because it appears to be an aura of an animal that was taken at night, but in reality, that's actually just a leaf. That is just a plain old leaf reflecting the light from the camera back. So it looks like there's something there, but there's really not. And here's a deer with actual antlers on it. You can see it's got a nice set of antlers on the front. Um, just looking for food midsummer. And more pictures of our friendly furried animals up there. Here's one up close, kind of see its eyes peeking out right there. And another curious one at night. Probably caught the light off the camera. And this is a good snowy version of what they deal with. And that's it. Those are most of the wildlife that we've seen up there. You can see it's nothing very threatening up there beyond the potential mountain lion. But if you enjoyed that, feel free to like and subscribe on this video. We appreciate input, and also comment below if you have anything else you'd like to see, like us to record. We're hoping to get some excavation work done as the snow starts to melt up there, and we should be able to get up there and start getting the fun stuff going. Anyway, if you have any questions, our contact info is below, and again, hit that subscribe button. See ya.